Hey there! Did you know some everyday habits might be quietly working against your health after 70? You're not alone. Many of us stick to routines that once served us well, without realizing they no longer do. The good news? A few simple changes can help you feel stronger, sharper, and more vibrant than ever. Whether it's moving more, eating smarter, or staying socially connected, small tweaks make a big difference. Let's explore 6 surprising habits worth letting go of, not because you have to, but because your best years deserve to feel light, energetic, and full of joy. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 1. The silent thief of independence and how to stop it. Let me tell you something important that nobody warned me about until it was almost too late. After 70, our muscles start disappearing faster than leftovers at a family picnic, and this silent thief called sarcopenia doesn't even leave a thank you note. I remember when my neighbor George, a spry 82-year-old, stopped going for his morning walks after a minor stumble. Better play it safe, he thought, swapping his daily stroll for his favorite recliner. But here's the cruel irony: that safe choice was actually putting him in more danger. Within months, simple things like getting up from chairs or carrying groceries became real challenges. The good news? You don't need to become a gym rat to fight back. Some of the most powerful tools are probably in your home right now: a chair for sit-to-stands, soup cans as light weights, or those stretchy bands hiding in your junk drawer. These simple tools are like superheroes for your muscles. What's truly magical is how quickly your body responds. Just 5 minutes a day of gentle resistance work can mean the difference between needing help to stand up versus springing up like you're 20 years younger. Okay, maybe 10 years, but still. Here's what changed everything for George. He started doing commercial break workouts during his TV time. Every ad break, he'd do 5 chair stands. Within weeks, he wasn't just stronger, he regained that sparkle in his eyes because he could play with his grandkids without fear. Your muscles are waiting for your invitation to stay in the game. Will you give them just 5 minutes today? Remember, every small movement is a love letter to your future independence. Number 2. The kitchen truth your body wishes you knew. Let me share a little secret about Helen, my 75-year-old friend who could outcook anyone. For decades, she proudly served the same hearty meals that kept her family happy: meatloaf the size of a football, mountains of mashed potatoes, and desserts that would make a baker blush. But last year, something strange happened. Those familiar meals started leaving her feeling like a deflated balloon, bloated, sluggish, and wondering why her favorite clothes suddenly felt 2 sizes too small. Here's the wake-up call we all need. Our digestive system after 70 is like a vintage car. It still runs beautifully, but it needs premium fuel now instead of regular. That massive plate of pasta that used to disappear by lunchtime? These days it might still be sitting there at bedtime. The magic shift isn't about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Picture this: instead of 3 lumberjack-sized meals, Helen started having 5 mini masterpiece meals. A palm-sized piece of salmon with rainbow vegetables at noon. A handful of nuts and berries for a 3 p.m. pick-me-up. And the real game changer? She discovered her new best friend, the blender. Whizzing up spinach, Greek yogurt, and frozen mango became her secret weapon against afternoon slumps. The funniest part? After a month of this, Helen didn't miss her old portions at all. My stomach finally stopped arguing with me, she laughed. Even better, she had energy to spare for her evening walks and could finally wear her favorite turquoise necklace again, the one that hadn't clasped properly in years. Your body isn't being difficult, it's just speaking a new language now. And when you start listening, you'll be amazed at how good fueled properly feels. Thank you for watching until now. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next episodes. Now, let's move on to the next part. Number 3. The invisible threads that keep us young. Remember Sylvia? She was the life of every neighborhood potluck before her husband passed. But slowly, without anyone really noticing, she became the queen of polite excuses. "Oh, I'm just so tired today," she'd say, turning down another invitation. The quiet of her empty house felt safer somehow, no awkward moments, no struggling to hear conversations. But here's what Sylvia didn't realize at first, that comforting solitude was quietly stealing pieces of her sparkle. Her sharp wit started feeling rusty, her calendar had more blank spaces than dates, and some days she'd realized she hadn't spoken aloud since yesterday's weather report. Then came the Tuesday that changed everything. Her daughter practically dragged her to a senior painting class at the community center. Sylvia grumbled the whole way there, "I can't even draw a straight line." But magic happened when she dipped her brush into the watercolors. Not because she discovered hidden artistic talent, her sunflower looked more like a fried egg, but because of Doris. Doris, the 82-year-old sitting next to her, shared stories about her travels that made Sylvia's sides hurt from laughing. They bonded over terrible attempts at painting clouds and made plans for next week's class before Sylvia even realized what she was doing. Here's the beautiful truth science confirms: every chuckle shared over bad coffee, every "how about this weather" exchanged at the grocery store, every phone call with an old friend, these aren't just pleasant moments. They're like vitamins for your brain and heart. You don't need to become a social butterfly if that's not your style. Maybe it's just waving to the mail carrier each morning or joining a book club that spends more time gossiping than discussing books. What matters is keeping those invisible threads of connection alive, because they're the ones that keep us tethered to life's joy. Number 4. Your body's whispered warnings. Walter was always the tough guy in our book club, the kind who'd brush off a broken toe as just a flesh wound. So when he started feeling unusually tired after his morning walk and noticed his ankles swelling like overstuffed sausages, he did what Walter does best: he ignored it. "Just part of getting old," he'd mutter, turning up the TV volume to drown out his body's signals. But here's the thing Walter learned the hard way: after 70, those little probably nothing symptoms are actually your body sending urgent text messages, and read receipts are turned on whether you like it or not. Take that afternoon Walter nearly fainted reaching for a book on the top shelf. Turns out his probably just tired dizziness was his heart's way of waving red flags. His doctor explained it plainly: at our age, Walter, symptoms don't come with flashing neon signs anymore. They send smoke signals instead of fireworks. The game changer came when Walter started treating his body like his prized vintage car, addressing the small knocks before they became engine trouble. That occasional heartburn? Might be worth mentioning. The new ache that comes and goes? Your joints aren't just being dramatic. Here's the beautiful part: when Walter started listening to these whispers, he avoided the screams. That swollen ankle led to a simple medication adjustment instead of a hospital stay. The fatigue was an easily fixed vitamin deficiency, not the old age sentence he feared. Your body isn't crying wolf, it's sharing vital intel in hushed tones. And the best gift you can give your future self is leaning in close to hear what it's trying to say today. Number 5. The memory myth that's costing us peace of mind. Let me tell you about Bill, the man who could remember every grandchild's birthday, his 1967 high school locker combination, and what he ordered at the diner last Tuesday. So when his daughter suggested he start writing down his medications, he scoffed. "My brain's been just fine for 73 years. Until the morning he stood by his pill bottles, suddenly unsure, did he take the white one already or just think about taking it? That moment of hesitation cost him a panicked call to his doctor and a long afternoon in the ER for observation. Here's the truth no one tells you: after 70, trusting your memory alone is like using an old paper map in the age of GPS. It might get you there eventually, but why risk the wrong turns? Bill's turning point came when his grandson showed him how to use the reminder app on his phone. At first, he grumbled about newfangled nonsense, but within weeks, something magical happened. That constant background anxiety, "did I forget something important?" melted away. His pill organizer became his silent butler, his fridge calendar his personal secretary. The beautiful irony? The less Bill had to remember, the sharper his mind felt for the things he wanted to remember, like stories for his grandkids or details from his favorite novels. Your brain isn't failing you, it's wisely redistributing its resources. Using tools isn't cheating, it's like giving your memory a comfortable pair of glasses. That grocery list on your fridge? That's not a sign of decline, it's a badge of someone smart enough to work smarter. Number 6. When grandma outsmarted her own fears. Louise used to say technology was for young people with too much time on their hands. At 79, she proudly used her flip phone only for emergencies, relying on her daughter for everything from checking doctor appointments to refilling prescriptions. "I've managed just fine without all those gadgets," she'd declare, until the night she needed urgent medication and couldn't reach anyone. That's when her 12-year-old granddaughter Emma staged a quiet revolution. "Grandma," she said, sliding Louise's new smartphone across the kitchen table, "what if I showed you just 3 magic buttons?" The first breakthrough came when Louise discovered she could video call her great-grandson in Arizona with just one tap. Seeing his face light up when she accidentally used a dinosaur filter, "Look, Grandma, you're a T-Rex," made her laugh so hard she forgot to be afraid of the device. Then came the pharmacy app, no more waiting on hold to refill prescriptions. The weather app replaced her frustrating attempts to hear the forecast on the TV news. But the real victory? When Louise texted her Bridge Club group chat a meme she found herself, complete with a crying laughing emoji. Here's the beautiful truth Louise discovered: technology isn't about keeping up with the grandkids, though that's a nice bonus. It's about keeping your independence. Those magic buttons became her secret weapons against isolation and helplessness. You don't need to understand how the internet works any more than you need to know how electricity works to flip a light switch. Start with one small tech skill this week, maybe sending a photo or checking pill refills online. Before you know it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without these tools. The secret to aging brilliantly? It's simpler than you think. Here's the beautiful truth: your golden years aren't about giving up what you love, they're about clever upgrades. That afternoon walk becomes your mobility insurance. Those colorful veggies? Nature's energy boosters. And that smartphone? Your new independence sidekick. The magic happens in tiny steps. Swap one habit this week, celebrate small wins, and watch how these changes compound. Your future self will thank you with more energy, laughter, and freedom. So tell me below, which upgrade excites you most? Let's cheer each other on. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next episode. If you found this video helpful, please like and comment below. It really motivates me to create more valuable content for you.